don't panic when separations happen in families. Tina, this can happen in families, can't it? Mums and dads splitting up, and separation or divorce.
It can.
And then that affects everybody in the family, doesn't it?
It does affect, and you know, the children that I've helped over the years, or tried to help, I've had to help them see that actually this separation isn't their fault. Sometimes
do you think they feel that it's their fault?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sometimes people have come to me and said, you know, my mum and dad are splitting up, and I think it's my fault.
Oh,
and when I've asked, they said, well, if I'd have cleaned my room, or if I'd have done more chores than, you know, when I was asked and I didn't. And I think what we need to help them see is that when a mum and dad fall out of love with each other, it's not the children's fault. You know, mum and dad have come to a point in their friendship where they can no longer be with each other, and that, I mean, that's really sad, but it's not the children's fault.
So some young people can actually think that it's their fault because they might have not done all the jobs they were asked to do, or the bedroom. Well, goodness me, that's all of us who do that, so we can't, I mean, that's sad that they think that then.
Yeah.
But
So
they put a different spin on it then.
Exactly, and it's helping to see that as I said, that mum and dad have fallen out of love with each other and can't now live in the same home. So it's helping the young people see and understand that this family life is changing, and we can get all our emotions all mixed up.
Wouldn't there, is there a thing that as well, I mean, that wanting it all just to be the way it was?
Yeah. Well, we all want to do that, don't we?
Yeah.
When we're coming to a difficult stage in our life, well, I wish it was how it was before. But we've got to learn to live with that separation in a different way. So when I've worked in schools, we've worked with a programme called Rainbows. In a high school it's called Spectrum, which helps young people work as a group, and those young people can have a similar loss or a separation.
So it's good sometimes for them to find a bit like self-help groups as well, aren't they? You know.
And the facilitators that I've trained over the many years that we've been doing Rainbows have said, you know, part of working with a group like that is when they help each other. So someone might say, oh, do you know, I've got to go see my dad this weekend and I don't want to do that. And another person in the group might say, well, this is what I do and I have to go and see my dad and I don't want to. And they begin to help each other. So a separation is really difficult because you're going to have two homes and you might have to spend a bit of time with mum and a bit of time with dad. And that's going to take some working out to work together. Do
you think there's sometimes a problem for young people as well, maybe if the mum and dad don't get on with each other, and maybe they can sort of say things about the other parent to the young person, and that'd be very upsetting, I think.
Yeah, they felt like, you know, the person in the middle. You know, and often I've said to young people, well, you're ending up being the adult in this particular.
So how would you deal with that? How would you deal with that? If, I don't know, if somebody's there and the mum says things about their dad, or the dad says things about the mum to them, and maybe even wanting them to carry those messages back, and, you know.
Yeah, and when I've spoke to young people, I've said that, you know, maybe you have to be the grown-up, and they don't want to take those messages back, so they don't. But I think if you're in a particular situation like that, then find someone out of your family situation, someone at school, a teacher, a chaplain, whoever, that you can talk to, because that's really helpful, because you need to offload. Remember the bag of worries, that's a worry for some young people when they're going through a difficult separation, and they need to offload that to somebody else, because that's really heavy for them to carry, and they shouldn't carry it.
Yeah, and I mean it's anxious, isn't it? If change is always difficult.
It is.
I mean, and people are anxious and think, gosh, well, what will happen next? But I suppose if we try and hold on to things and we don't allow some of those changes to take place, then we're not going to be able to see what the new possibilities might be.
Yeah.
And hopefully, one of the things that is often said is that whilst parents may not be able to be together anymore, for whatever the reason, it doesn't mean that they don't love the children.
Exactly, that's one of the things, and I'm sure that every parent, every family that's splitting up will say, you know, we still love you, it's just that we don't love each other, that mum and dad don't love each other.
So there's something about if you can find maybe friends who are in a similar situation, that might be a good support. Maybe some of your friends are in the same situation and you just never think of maybe talking about that. And yet if you do, you might realise that actually they know what it feels like at Christmas or at Easter, at holidays, to be in different points at different times and trying to work that out. There's something about realising that hopefully you still very much love. There's something very important about thinking that it's not your fault. If you've had just normal young people behaviour, then that won't be the cause of things. And there's something about you are the young person, you are not the adult, and you're not meant to be trying to deal with all the adult situations. You shouldn't try to either.
No.
So would you say that those are the main things that people bring?
Yeah.
So we'll think about them, and we'll remember all of the people at this time who might be in difficult situations. Important to remember that Christ promised that whatever situation we're in life, He's with us. So especially when we're in difficult situations, if we just take a moment in prayer and really remember that Jesus is with us and pray, Lord, be with us on our journey. Amen.
Amen.